How can we thrive and stay relevant in a disruptive world that's constantly changing and stretching us to our limits? The word resilience was Googled 40 million times alone as we looked for answers to this question. And yet, more than ever, we need new thinking about resilience to carry us forward to 21st century success.
Many believe that a type A personality, that they have the best chance of success in life, but a new book is arguing that the world has changed. It's actually type R people who will flourish the most.
So we're talking about the resilient individuals, leaders, businesses, even families, communities that are turning challenges into opportunities. And the emphasis there really is on forward motion. You've gone through something difficult. Why would you want to go back to the same place before without having learned or innovated from it? So what we're really looking at is individuals, leaders, businesses, entire nations taking these shocks and thinking about how we can reframe. I'm going to tell you about one of my favorite people. It has become a life goal to meet this guy. How many of you have heard of the celebrity chef Massimo Bottura? So these kitchens are very high pressure, and one evening Massimo is with his sous chef Taka, and they're serving the last desserts of the evening, and Taka is putting this lemon tart onto a plate, and as he's doing it, it drops. And half of it lands on the plate, half of it lands on the counter with a splat. Now remember that sous chefs have been fired for far less than this in these kinds of high pressure environments. And so he's holding his breath going, what's gonna happen? And all of a sudden, Massimo's there, and he gets out his fingers and he's reframing like this, right? And his face lights up and he's like, I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna remake this like it was meant to be broken stuff. So they pull out these two plates, they get out the canary yellow filling, and they're splashing it around like it's a Jackson Pollock painting. They take some broken crust, they put it on there, like it's a piece of architecture or sculpture. They throw some sprinkles on it, and it's like, et voila. It goes on to be one of the most famous dishes and what the restaurant is well known for. It's called Oops, I Dropped the Lemon Tart, which just shows you Massimo's kind of playfulness and cheekiness. Fundamentally, this is about mindset. This is about innovation. This is about culture. He really could have created this culture of perfection or nothing. And instead what he did was he found a way to reframe and teach everybody else to do that. He taught them the type R mindset. He was able to innovate from this mistake. And in doing so, taught not only Taka, but everybody else in that kitchen, everybody in the front of house, everybody in their supply chain that, oops, things happen, right? There's failure, there's shocks, there's all sorts of unexpected things that happen, and yet we can reframe from this. We can innovate and create success from it. Mindset in organizations really creates a scaffolding. It is the foundation for the analysis that we undertake. It's the foundations for the questions we ask that may frame the products, the services, the tests or pilots that we do, the partnerships and initiatives we undertake. But most fundamentally, it creates a shared vocabulary. So I see the type R mindset and ability for transformative resilience echoed broadly in the work that I'm doing today, in the diverse people I'm talking to, but also in my decades of experience with people from the poorest communities in the world to the world's greatest leaders to large corporates. And I get excited about seeing those patterns. And it's particularly wonderful on the occasions that people come to me and say, I feel so much more empowered, even in the face of challenges. We can contribute to business in a different way. We can contribute to how we shape policy or how we tackle the global challenges. Purpose is really like a compass point or a beacon. When we're experiencing difficulty, either alone or as groups of people, it is that light on the other side. It is that broader vision that helps us create meaning despite difficulty. There's a whole body of research that shows us that individual people who have a deeper sense of purpose have significantly better health. But organizations also benefit hugely from having a deeper sense of purpose. There's research that showed during the financial crisis, the businesses that fared best were those that were purpose-driven. They were those that were giving back to the community, and they weren't doing it thinking, oh, it's going to come back around to me. They were doing it because they fundamentally believed in it. And yet their businesses did far better through those difficult times. Ultimately, this isn't about being superheroes. It's about being human, vulnerable, and capable of transformative resilience in our own lives, our workplaces and businesses, and in how we contribute to the larger world.